What is up, guys? Tony here, and today I'm bringing you some more Black Ops 2 PC gameplay footage. This time we got some TAR 21 rape, just absolute rape, just running around owning some noobs and all that stuff, and it's pretty exciting footage. I'm sure you guys will enjoy it. And I added some motion blur just to buffer out any frame droppage, because there are some frames that are dropped occasionally, just because the recording software I have is pretty bad. But nonetheless, so you got the gameplay here, and let's talk about the topic now. The topic is going to be actually something very controversial in the gaming community. It's PC versus console, or more specifically, PC versus Xbox 360, because I'm an Xbox 360 user, and I've never played Black Ops or any Call of Duty on the PlayStation. Well, actually, with the exception of one time, but that was pretty bad experience. I was playing on a shitty 480p projector, so that didn't really do it any justice. But anyway, so I'm going to be comparing the two types of gameplay methods, because a lot of people wonder whether or not PC is worth it, or if they're missing out on PC, and they want an unbiased opinion. And I am a big console fan, so I'm going to give you as much of an unbiased opinion as possible. But before I get to that, as you guys know, I did get my partnership on TGN. I actually just got my full partnership process is completely complete. I have the partner background on my channel. You guys can go check that out if you want right now. And if you like how it looks, because that was my graphics work right there, go ahead and like this video and show me your appreciation and tell me that it's good or bad. If it's bad, then I'm sorry. I'm not that good at graphics. But anyway, and if you are good at graphics, once again, just contact me and we'll work something out, possibly. And by the way, I actually had some 3D work done for me by my friend in the ESP clan, ESP Trough. I'll actually go ahead and put his link down in the description. Go check him out. He's an awesome GFX designer and also an awesome player for ESP, so you can go check him out. Okay, so that's pretty much that in terms of the partner background. Now let's get to the topic at hand here. PC versus Xbox. Let's just get to the real unbiased truth. Is PC worth the extra $500 to $1,000 to play at high maxed out settings with everything maxed out 16 times, anti-aliasing, ambient occlusion on, and all those types of specs? Is it worth $500 to $1,000? No, it's not. There's no way that amount of money could be worth getting to play a game that looks slightly better. But in reality, is it better? Is it actually substantially better to the point where you'll actually notice it? Yes, it is. It is immensely better in terms of just quality. There's a huge difference. The fact is that the shadows are much, brighter. The shadows are much more defined. The blacks on the screen, the dark areas are much more dark. And the depth of field is another big thing. When you look at something, everything in the background blurs out. You may see that at certain points during this commentary. The other big thing is the anti-aliasing. When there's like a telephone wire going across, or see that right there, those lights up there above the screen. When you see like a little ribbon of wiring above you up in the sky, you don't see jagged edges on that curve. You actually see a nice, beautiful curve. And that's because the anti-aliasing can be jacked up a ton. Also, a lot of the glows on certain lights, this is a good map to demonstrate it, look a lot more realistic, and just the lighting looks much more dynamic. And you just get an all-around better quality image. Now, this isn't exactly the best game to demonstrate the power of a PC. I think that Black Ops 2 is a bit on the lower res side. In terms of every game in the community, it's pretty low res. But if you look at Battlefield 3 compared to the Xbox version, it's pretty sad how bad the Xbox version is. But in reality, it is still playable on the Xbox, and if you don't have the money, if you don't have $1,000, which is probably the minimum you need to get a good PC experience, if you don't have $1,000 to dish out to get a PC, believe me, it's worth it just to keep the Xbox. I think it's fine. The next gen of Xboxes should be coming out in the next year, which means you'll get pretty good quality on those, probably close to maxing it out. And it's all fine. But I mean, the other benefits besides the quality of the PC are things that you cannot ever really match with the Xbox, which is frame rate. Frame rate on the PC is insane. You can get upwards of 300 frames per second if you have a good graphics card, and it's so fluid. It's so fluid. And there's another thing about the old PC that I don't understand why Xbox doesn't implement it. It's field of view. Look at that triple feed. Anyway, field of view. As you guys can see, like everything is, it looks like it's moving quicker. You can see my guns like kind of out further a little bit more. You can see more of my arm. And everything looks quicker and more fast-paced. The zoom in looks a lot more dynamic. That's just all field of view right there. And I've never understood why the console didn't include a field of view option. It's such a simple thing, and it doesn't really increase the amount of processing power required by a lot. It does a little bit, but not by a lot. I just never understood why they don't have a little slider inside of the controls or the settings to do that. It would make sense just to do that, but of course not. But anyway, at any rate, the quality overall is definitely a lot better, but it's definitely not worth $1,000 or more. I mean, the reason why I paid for it is because I actually invest money into my channel. I have a YouTube channel, and I also want to have a machine that's good for editing and compressing 3D footage and video, and that's also another big perk. I mean, really, on this, the video game thing is on the side. It's sort of like a side benefit of having this computer, but mostly it's for the YouTube channel itself. But yeah, nonetheless, it is very nice to be playing on the PC. Another benefit about the PC is the keyboard and mouse. I think that goes without saying. The keyboard and mouse is 100% superior to that janky-ass controller that you use on the console. Yes, the controller, you can get used to it. You can really evolve your hands into being able to be, usable with that controller. But in all actuality, it is just not very good at all. It's not very ergonomic. In addition to all that, it has very poor precision. It doesn't have enough controls to really suit the game. I mean, one of the things you could do on PC that you cannot do on console is lean. You can lean around corners. You do that using Q and E on the keyboard. And that's something they could have probably implemented somehow into the console version, but they never did it. The other benefits you get out of having a keyboard and mouse are, of course, the mouse itself has very, very high precision, and you can control the sensitivity at any given time. You can just drag the mouse really slow and precise if you're using a sniper, or if you're using some sort of rifle that needs to be aimed precisely. And if you need to swing around really quick and shoot someone who's sneaking up behind you, giving you some surprise butt sex, you just, drag your mouse really quick. And that's really the benefit of PC right there. I think the biggest benefit is the keyboard and mouse. And the fluidity of the game, the frame rate, definitely. It does add an aspect to gameplay that you never would find in console. I feel like consoles, when you go back to consoles, they feel very sluggish. You won't notice it if you've never played PC before, but they feel very sluggish, everything feels slower. And that also goes hand in hand with the concept of the screen. Now, this is something you can actually make your console better if you want. Go out and buy a 20-inch gaming monitor. Buy Asus, buy whatever company you prefer, Samsung. I recommend Asus. And buy a gaming display and go ahead and hook that up to your Xbox using HDMI or DVI. And I guarantee you'll see a major improvement in your gameplay because it has higher hertz. You have a better frame rate, better millisecond response, so there's better response time. And the contrast ratio allows for you to see more colors on your screen, which basically allows you to see more depth, and also, it'll make it easier for you to detect smaller targets, head glitching across the map. And, just playing on a PC obviously goes hand in hand with having a PC monitor or a gaming monitor, which is also a benefit, of course. So, yeah, that's pretty much my opinions on PC versus Xbox. Yes, the PC is much better, but it is not worth it for the price. But if you do have the money to dish out, if you're working a really good job and you're making good pay, and you want to treat yourself to a nice little holiday present, go ahead and build a computer. And I do recommend, I will do a video in the future about building versus buying. I highly recommend building a computer, not only because it'll make you more comfortable with working inside of your machine in case something goes wrong and you need to upgrade a part, or you need to replace a part so you don't have to go to a repair shop and get overcharged, but also because it is much more cost effective. You can save pretty much 50% of the value by actually building it yourself and buying it part by part, and you could probably get a better computer for what you're paying, for sure. And once again, that is pretty much the best way to go when making a PC. Just build it. I mean, and if you are going to buy it, do not buy from Dell, do not buy from Asus. Wait, I'm saying this all wrong. Do not buy from Dell unless it's Alienware. Do not buy from Asus unless it's over $1,000. And pretty much just don't buy any computer that's under $1,000 because they're probably going to be pretty shitty. And that's pretty much it. That's the gameplay. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys next time.